country, the Vanderbilt Commodores. Taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Wolverines will get us underway with the opening kickoff. He'll return it. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. So Vanderbilt's offense will take the first swing of the game. And this is a matchup that we've been talking about coming into this high-powered offense, squaring off against a defense that is more than capable of shutting them down. This one's going to be fun, David.
And this defense has been able to do that. Like every offense they face, they play great. They take away what you do best. Obviously, Palmer, on that other side, this is a high-powered offense. They're really, really good. How does this matchup unfold?
You're right, David. And I think as the season's gone on, this is a matchup that we've circled on our calendar, knowing that these two teams are going to square off and face each other. So many guys on the field today are going to play in the National Football League. There's a lot of experience on both sides of the ball. This one's going to be fun to watch.
Got it across the 20 and out to the 23, a pickup of 4.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
Snagged out of the air. They'll pick up the first down as he gets it out to the 27-yard line. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Pocket breaking down. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. And the Commodores trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the ground with the back. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Big noise, big house, trying to rile up this Michigan defense on third down. The sure hands, it's Meadows. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. The Commodores line up to punt it away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Boots' first of the day away was called on 4 times in the victory last week. And the ball comes to rest right there. The Wolverines offense will go to work for the first time. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too.
Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Gives it on the option. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
And you see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275 pounds, but they get off the ball fast, low. And the offensive linemen, they have no chance to stop those guys as quick and as fast as they are.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. And the Commodores will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on. They bring the punter onto the field now. He'll try to really get into this one. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. First snap of this drive comes from their own 41. power football with the run. Got enough for the first. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Right back to the well. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The Commodores with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Gets it to him on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass, as it just never developed. Here comes his home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. They've decided to try to go for the field goal here. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. And the right rotation on that one to get a little help from the crossbar and get it through. That'll bring him to within 4.
And how about the three-pointer from downtown? The long field goal attempt, they trust their kicker, and it took every inch. Just hits the crossbar and gets over. And
on to attempt the try. And the extra point makes it 14-3. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, guys, just wanted to get you a quick update on a game happening in the Big Ten. Wisconsin is ahead early inside Camp Randall, but it's not exactly Ron Dane out there running the ball. This game is a long way from over. They're up by 7 over Rutgers. It's an outcome that, if it holds, will have Big Ten fans buzzing all week. Guys?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. He finds a soft spot in the middle. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down. New set of downs after the completion. They'll go back to the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Trying to escape and get it himself. The freshman called his own number and kept this drive moving.
that is what I'm talking about. So many guys lose where they're at on the field, lose the down and distance. It's 3rd down. I can't slide. QB knows it. Nice job using his noggin and his heart, lowering the shoulder to get the first down on 3rd down.
They'll give it to the back. Got enough for the first down and wants more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
And the Commodores will try to move the sticks on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the 1st down. The Commodores come to the line with a new set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Got the back over the middle. If they're going to keep covering him like that, they're just going to keep going to him.
Yeah, and it's so hard because you want to stay back and take away the weapons outside to the wide receivers, but when this guy's going to be able to catch the football and he makes plays like this, now I'm going to have to maybe play more man, bring a guy to him, and not let him get those open touches. Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. He'll pull it down and run. And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out. But when things break down, they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. Now on 2nd and goal. Back to pass. He's going for the goal line. Give him 6. Touchdown, Vandy.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the 1st half. Going right to work up top. Short throw to the sideline, picks up just a little. He steps out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game now on 2nd down. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. And guys, how much better does it feel if you go to that locker room with a lead? They have a chance to do it here. Touchdown, Vanderbilt! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And he's off to a good start this year. That's already his 3rd receiving touchdown. We're only 4 games into the season. I love how they line him up all over the field. And as the season goes on, they're going to keep being more and more creative with how they get this guy the ball.
And he'll bring it back. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 20. So it's 1st down, but with just a few seconds, they'll try to put up a 3 before halftime. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And we are dead even after the field goal here in the 3rd. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've had a compelling start to things there in Ann Arbor. And talk about a good competitive game so far. Not saying this has been the best 1st half we've seen in the history of these 2 programs, but they've matched each other's intensity, and the result has been, well, a good competitive game so far. They don't call me the most creative man in broadcasting for nothing, you know. With that said, let's send it back to the fellas in the booth at Michigan Stadium.
from inside his own 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. The punt team makes its way onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Books it all the way in and now turns his attention upfield. Was looking for more running room but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. All wideouts, no backs. To the air, it's long. Makes the grab. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
I love the QB here. He holds it, he holds it, he holds it just long enough to let the receiver run the drag route, and then he puts it out in front of him so he can catch it on the run in stride and then turn upfield to use his speed.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
In football, you hear the term quick but don't hurt. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Big noise in the big house for this huge third down play. Throws for the tight end. Complete to the right. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. And the Commodores have this offense rolling. He'll keep it himself. Finds a little space. Got the first down. Looking for more. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Quickly complete. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
Wants to fire on second down. Oh, it goes right through his hands. They had everything set up on the screen except the catch. It'll be third down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. Bring in the heat. Touchdown, Commodores. And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half. You know what? Methuselah lived 969 years. He was born and died in the amount of time it took them to walk it down the field and score that touchdown.
And that's just so frustrating. Play after play after play. You line up, you try to do your assignment, and you fail, and they cap it off with a touchdown? Oh, Methuselah.
Good. And here comes the punt team. And the returner will be brought down. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. They'll put the ball in play from just inside their own 40 at the 39. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Gets it past the marker. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Bunch formation for these receivers. They're going to go right back to him on first down. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Catch in the middle. It's Meadows. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. The Commodores are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. It'll be a run on 3rd and short. There he goes. They are on the move as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 28. Inside a minute to go here in the 3rd. Might as well give it to him again. Got the first down and more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Commodores come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down to throw. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line and a big red zone opportunity here. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. That's it for the period, and it's Vanderbilt holding the lead. And we've reached the end of the 3rd, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Try and play action. Using the quick game. He's got it out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Enormous play coming right here. 3rd down, and this crowd is bringing down the house. He's got the tight end. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, but they've got it 1st and goal. So this offense with an opportunity to put this game in a hammerlock if they can score and bleed the clock. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points. Now you put your defense in position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt. Find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute. Build this lead a little bit bigger. Put this thing away in the 4th quarter.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The give as they work on that clock. Still running at the 40. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Commodores, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Got the first down and more. That is just the kind of run you want when you're trying to close out a game.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense now. They got to get a stop, and if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
He'll pull it on the read. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Georgia looked dominant on the way to victory today. That offense had zero problem putting up points. And
great place to start for this offense. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. The officials stopped the clock for the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is that much closer to victory. No reason to do anything here except keep it on the ground on 2nd and 5. They'll leave it with him. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. More than 100,000 making their presence felt. A huge third down here in the big house. Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced them into 4th down. They're in field goal range here on 4th down, but they're going to keep this offense on the field. Quick completion on the out route. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. We sensed a great deal of confidence, almost a smugness from this coaching staff. And these guys on the field, it's as if they knew they were going to win.
Yeah, playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think they really felt like they had a real good game plan offensively and defensively coming into this one, David. There were some matchups on the field they thought they could exploit. We saw that happen here.
No doubt. Good job by this coaching staff, understanding who's out there to make plays, feeding them the football, offense, defense, special.